tucking skirt edges forward. Hello, darlings. How are we doing today? Good evening. How is everyone this evening? Not having a good day, but trying to keep your head up. I feel that in my very soul, my darling. Your head up. I feel that in my very soul, my darling. Luckily. Honestly depressed, but watching you makes it better. Oh, I feel that. I truly do. It's been a bit of a day today. Better. Oh, I feel that. I truly do. It's been a bit of a day today. Pardon as I sit side saddle. Almost sat side saddling. Upended myself. My goodness. There we go. Almost sat side saddling. Upended myself. My goodness. There we go. Hello, my darlings. Come on in. There we go. Hello, my darlings. Come on in. Got a little lo-fi in the background. Let me see. Yeah, no, I've got good. Let me see. Yeah, no, I've got good signal. But there, let's see if that does any better. There we go. Hopefully that helps just a touch. Hello, darlings, come on in. See, even have the corset on today. Hopefully we're all doing well-ish, in one piece, at the very least. Hello, hello, welcome on in. So, do tell me about your good and or bad days. Hello, Tyler B. Oh, I'm silly. Why do I not have that on? That's right, I have a tiny heater that I bought. Looking good. Well, feeling spectacular. Thank you, darling. Ooh, yes. Hamburger helper is quite lovely. It's one of my favourite things that I've discovered so far. Something about cheesy, beefy noodles, bit of veg. It's all quite lovely. Come on in, my darlings. Ooh. Tea of choice? Depends a little bit on the weather, but I do love a good blood orange tea. Something with a bit of cinnamon and spice. To go with the citrus, I mean. Now, winter's one thing, but summer, I prefer more light floral white tea. Something just lightly sweet. Definitely iced as well. I like to be colder during the summer months. Oh, I know, I do miss it a bit myself. Honestly, when I move into a new place of my own, I cannot wait to set up a kitchen the way I want to. Make it quite lovely. Backsplashes and butcher boards and cutlery and all. I wonder if I go rummaging in here if I'll be able to find. I've been looking for my friendly plastic for a while now. I cannot seem to locate where I put it. I'm about to tear about every single one of these storage boxes apart looking for it. Oh, thank you. Well, this is very much been something that I set up very specifically for Inno. It's all the lovely witchiness in one little area, as it were. Honestly, I'd love to set up more of this room to have a bit more personality. I'm just trying not to go too fast with over-decorating and whatnot. Oh, hello, my dear. How do you do? Hello, Toxic. The boob tape I never use. I know that I've got the friendly plastic in here somewhere. It also looks like a Salvation Army. Darling, I've been to the Salvation Army, and recently I have much better taste than that. Hello, hello, Logan. How do you do, my dear? I think the words you were looking for, in all honesty, were maximalist, which you are correct. I am a maximalist. Oh, well, thank you, darling. Hello, hello. Oh my goodness, you're all stopping by so quickly. I absolutely adore this. Hello, my dears. Come on in. Seems like some of you are having a very good day and some of you are having a little bit of a day, and I say we get that all evened out in here, shall we not? You're enjoying? Oh, good. We love to hear that. Funny enough, out of the closet, and it was under $5, I adore a good little bit of frippery that I can score every now and again. Oh, you went to the dentist today. I am proud of you for doing that, my dear. I know how terrifying going to the dentist can be. So, yes. Oh, hello, darling. Yes, please, and thank you. It's been a bit of a day. It has definitely been a bit of a day. Had a few time wasters here and there, but overall, not too bad. And my class that I was supposed to be taking for training and whatnot went quite well. Oh, trust me, I've been there. Going to the dentist can be absolutely nerve-wracking. Even without teeth, I still have some reservations about it. Books shouldn't be banned. Anybody who thinks a book should be banned needs to, oh, I don't know, get themselves slapped silly, if you ask me, just for my own opinion. Where did I get the fangs? I actually made the fangs. As soon as I can find more of my friendly plastic, it's these little lovely pellets. As soon as I can find more of my friendly plastic, I will be making a new set of fangs, as I wish for each one of my personas to have their own look. Hello, Mariah, my darling. So far, the new space is treating me quite well. I'm adoring it. I'm quite loving it. Oh, also on the whole banning books thing, I find it quite funny that many of the places where books are being banned, a particularly thick book is not being banned. A book that I started reading when I was 8 years old, in its entirety. The subject matter is not at all suitable for children, and yet that book quite often remains. Those who do not read should not dictate which books go where. It's my whole thing. Is Inner into drag? Absolutely. Absolutely. Really, did they finally get all of those versions on a ban list? Because, for the love of all of me, I did not understand why you won't allow children to read things like The Deepest Blue or any of these other children's books that talk about different family units and whatnot. But you will leave front and center a religious book that has some of the most heinous things in it. Yes, books should not be banned. If anything, some discernment of who can check the book out per se, especially if it's not age appropriate. But to ban a book? Ugh. No, that's how a little funny mustache man went, and we are all the worse for it. We lost so much information in literature. Exactly, very much so, my dear. Hello, my darlings, come on in. How are we doing today? Hopefully well, hopefully decently well, at least now that you're, here. Your children shouldn't look up to famous people such as famous authors. No. No. Your children should be well informed. And if you're going to look up to someone, you need to know about them. You need to have actually, hopefully at least, engaged somewhat in their works. And also the parents should be doing, here's a brilliant thing. The parent should be parenting. Parents should be explaining these things to a child. Parents should be able to discuss all the things that their child isn't ingesting, but also there needs to be a certain point in time where you let your child explore at least a little bit. I would say, junior high school. Today was a very productive day. Oh, I love to hear that. What am I drinking? Nondescript cola. I won't give them any more screen time. You love this setup. Why, thank you, darling. Thank you so much. Yes, we've got Cardi B. What's wrong with either of those artists? And also, when you say children, how young are you talking? Are you actually being a parent? And is it that you don't like their proclivities? Or do you dislike their art? I mean, parents are quite lackluster at certain points. Well, I mean, there's exploring, and then there's experimenting. And that often becomes that way because parents failed to have conversations. Exactly. And there's always been very explicit artists. Haley, darling, how do you do? Come on in, my dear. Grab yourself a nice little seat and let's decompress. No, the fact that people think, oh goodness, there's so many explicit artists. No, there isn't. And here's the thing. If you have a phone for your child, well, then you, as a parent, should have already set up particular safeguards so that they can't simply access whatever they wish. Will children find a way? I mean, if they're precocious enough, yes. But doing the bare minimum and setting up the safeguards, that's where you start. Other than that, have actual conversations with your child, because I am so tired of, but I want to educate my child at home. And then they do nothing to educate that child at home. So of course the child goes, I know nothing, I'm going to explore the world. And like a toddler, they put everything in their mouth. Figuratively. Yes. I'm doing decently well. It was a bit of a day, but so far so good. I adore that. Thank you, darling. I take that as an absolute compliment. Yeah, I agree with you. There's very much a reason that I decided I would not make a good parent. A, I would have no trouble explaining everything. But B, I have other things to do and I wish to explore the world. Like a toddler. With my mouth. I'm just saying. Give me just a second, my darlings. I'm going to take a quick bio break. I've been drinking a lot of liquids because I did take a nice long walk today. So I'll be right back. Tra-la-la. Do this without knocking too many things over. There we go. Oh, it's quite nice. It was ever so lovely. Taking that walk, honestly, was something I needed to do and just hadn't quite realized it. But it was ever so lovely. Pardon, I am actually trying to get warmer by tucking my skirts in and retaining a bit more heat across my thighs. Ah, goodness. It's a little bit cooler in this room. It does not retain heat like other places do. Oh, didn't realize it. Oh, there we go. There we go. Yes, no, I grabbed a couple of tissues. Me too, Shang, when I'm down south, and it was the first time in 2 weeks the weather's been over 50. My goodness, really? Oh, that's ever so frigid. Colder than a pilgrim's wife. So it looks like this platform may be changing the way they split what is gifted and what not. So I highly suggest, if you wish, not just to me, but to others, if you wish to gift to creators, gift directly to them, especially in the next, I want to say 2 weeks or so. They are changing the distribution of finances in about 2 weeks or so. And because of that, I probably will not be going live nearly as much here. I will be going live other places. Yes, it was 20s, beginning of January. Oh God, can you believe January's almost done? It's just... well, let's put it to you this way. Normally, we would get 50-50. They get 50% of what is gifted. We get 50% of what is gifted. It's not a great arrangement, but it is the arrangement. In about 2 weeks, they're going to start taking 60% of what is gifted, and we will get 40%. Now, if they don't like our content or they don't think it's quality enough, they'll take up to 80% and leave us with 20%. Make that make sense. We make the platform. We are essentially doing this for free. Some people sell things. Some people, direct to shops and get commissions. Some of us are on here reading cards, doing other things, and that kind of goodness. They don't pay us anything, and yet they think it is okay to just take epic amounts of our money, and I really did not appreciate the way our talent agency, certain members kind of were dismissive, or just going, oh no, it's okay, they're just trying out something new, just trying out something new. No, dear, you're pissing on my leg and calling it a new kind of rain. Don't mind it, it's just yellow rain. It's just yellow rain. My darling, I like water, but I'm not into the sports. Just saying. So, I will be going elsewhere. I would highly suggest people find me elsewhere. Because less and less of my time will be spent here because of such. It is what it is. When the market is going to be that kind of asininery, well, move. As best you can, move. Hello, my dears, come on in. I know, right? Highway robbery. Hello, Frosty, how do you do? No, darling, not at all, not at all. Just a lovely, carbonated, fizzy, dark-coloured drink, that's all. Have I ever been to Ren Fair? I used to work Ren Fair for a good long time as well. I was very talented there, quite handy. Let's put it this way, I could quite easily balance the weight of the world. And often I'd actually have a very good time taking a wander around the Shire. Quite lovely, and they were always so confused as how I maintained composure and balance with large tankards in front of me. Hello, darlings. Come on in. Sit down. How do we do? Take a load off, decompress. Why, thank you, my dear. I appreciate you saying so. the new setting has been quite nice so far. Yes, I can. And I did the small board instead of putting all the bells and whistles on, just so it was easy to read, easy to maintain. But yes. Tiff, hello my dear, how do you do? It's been a hot minute since we've seen you. Hopefully all is going well. Thank you, darling. I've been read a few times. It was quite interesting. It was quite nice. Hello, sir? Darling, I can feel it, penguins. I can feel it. Don't worry. I know none of you have the flippers up, but I can feel the side eye. That right there? What is that right there, my darling? Those are minnow betas. That's right. Oh, I love that you remember that. Now back to having been read. Yes, I have been read a few times. I found it ever so interesting because, well, when I got read, the one that I can really remember, they said that I was going to have a child, that a man would be appearing in my life, and that a child would be appearing with them. Turns out the man was the child. And I was stuck with that bastard for a while. But all in all, it could have been worse. I find readings go one of two ways. They either go spectacularly well, or they get incredibly confusing in ways that the reader can't understand, but I do. It's quite comedy. Oh, honestly, I love doing card reading at conventions. Anime conventions, nerd conventions. I absolutely adore reading cards there. So much more fun. Right. Well, come now. This little I love orange man, is that all you had? Sorry, I'm bouncing between subjects, yes, I know, but, I'm wondering, is that all you have, or is there more that you were going to say? I want to know before I, scuttle you on your way, as it were. Hello, darling, how are you doing? Welcome in, come on. Sit, talk, decompress. Ask questions, I know that there's plenty of them out there. But yes. Now, I will have to say, because I can always feel this particular question coming on. Do I have to drink the deep red? No. No, I'm a very, 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 very old vampire. And honestly, I find there are other ways to procure the life essence that I absolutely adore and survive off of. I find those ways far more fun. Far less, usually less messy. I know, right? Which I find it funny that they would try and deem me inferior. I find them hilarious. Well, I mean, that's all they can come in and do. They come in and bark like little dogs at my heels. Yip, 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 yip. Ooh, nip, 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 nip. Thinking that they are going to get me, of all people, to really have a reaction. I find that they're going to have to try so much harder than that. If they want to engage, you would at least think that they would be a bit more interesting about it. But since they don't want to pop up, I'll just go ahead and make sure that they don't pop up again. There we go. Hello, hello. I mean, it's not like they're trying. There's been at least a few trolls that were interesting. A few that actually got a few jabs in, you know, gave me at least a little bit of something to bite on. But they come in with this itty bitty energy. And it's just, it's such a nothing. I just wondered, does anybody teach them actually how to banter? How to play a verbal fisticuffs? Oh, Kat Von D is the lip stain, and then I added just a hint of gold dust. Although I should honestly put on another layer, but neither here nor there. Hello, 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 my dears. Come on in, come on in. Right, and that's my whole thing is try harder, like, hello sir, ooh, yeah, do you think I, of all people, do you think I am insecure about being misgendered? No. So the fact that they come in with all of 2 words and then scamper like a cockroach hit by light. It's like, my goodness. Come. At least come in with some fight and some bite. Thank you, darling. I won't you. I don't know if that's a grammatically correct sentence, but you do you. Oh, you're adoring the cup. Isn't it lovely? Absolutely adore it, and it as... I love the sound that it makes. Oh, 1700s-ish colonial American accent. I know it's a lovely little pop today. Why, thank you, my dear. Don't worry, there will be plenty more. Where's the corset from? Actually make them myself, my dear. I've got a few more lined up. I've got the shells mostly put together. And yes, I will begin putting corsetry together in a few days. So yes, expect to see more of it. I finally got my grommet press together, and I'm finding all of my little grommet pieces. I think the first thing I'm actually going to be putting together is a waist cinch. So, cannot wait to have that done. It will be for sale, as it is not made specifically for my body. Was it hard to I'm still working on perfecting the accent, quite honestly. But yes, so far not too bad. I do a few others as well. For Leica, I tend to lean much more towards my regular California Valley Girl-esque accent. Very 90s in a manner of speaking. And then Amanita Minette, my succubus self. That one is much more southern accent. I'm still finding the sweet spot on that particular one. But yes, for, the colonial accent is where I tend to go. Why? Because it sounds a slight bit posh, and when I make anachronistic statements, it doesn't seem quite as odd. That part. It seems much more, the more I get riled, the more passionate I become. It has a little bit more tendency to slip because I get overly excited, and then, of course, the accent, my regular California accent comes through. No, I actually made them myself using friendly plastic, aka thermoplastic. Why would I tell you if you're going to get a BBL? That is something you must decide on for yourself, my dear. You're back. Where did you go, my dear? The amount of military brats that I have met whose accents wander even more so than mine. Yes. You're quite amazing, but boy, trying to nail down where exactly you stayed is quite fun at times, honestly. BBL, Brazilian butt lift, if I'm not mistaken. Hello, darlings. Come on in. Sit on down. How do you do? Honestly, you have to be careful about any particular surgery you're going to get, especially if it's going to enhance an area. The scar tissue can be exceptional, but also remember that the effects are not going to last forever. You become more down south when you're under the influence. I mean, don't we all? Just saying, I'm just saying. Oh, and I absolutely adore having you all in here. My good, you're ever so chatty this evening. I am adoring it. This is one of the things I do feed on. The more people are active, present, and participating, it is ever so lovely for me. I feed off of it in a slightly different way. It's like an aperitif. Hello, Felicity. How do you do? I know it's ever so popping in here, as you said, and I absolutely adore it. Well, you have ADHD. Well, that makes at least two of us, my darling. We do love a good ADHD moment. Ah, bonjour, madame. Madame, monsieur. Eh, bonjour. Et vous? You find me very mesmerizing. Why, thank you, darling. How do you do? Right. Well, we love a good chatty. And honestly, you talk, therefore, I'm talking more. It's a tandem. Hello, Nancy. How do you do, my dear? Oh, we're just drinking a nondescript cola. I've been hydrating all day. Why, thank you. I appreciate you saying that. What's for dinner? Oh, what was for dinner? Well, I mean, I've had ramen today. I'm having blueberries currently. Oh, good, fine, thank you. Trying to figure out, honestly, what I want to have a little bit later on. I've got some really nice pork. I think it's pork belly. Maybe I'll do a nice fried rice. Honestly, that sounds quite lovely. Right. I can't overdo the ramen, though, because it's got a lot of gluten in it, and sometimes it doesn't always sit right with me. Yes, it's about 5:40 over here, West Coast. Fried rice and egg rolls, that does sound quite nice. No, funny enough, these blueberries are from H-Mart. They're not that big, though. I've seen bigger. Or maybe that's just, me. Being a size queen about a bit of fruit. You lost your... They took the badges from a lot of people. It irritates the absolute daylights out of me since so many of you were so lovely, coming along for the ride for over a year. Favorite grocery store? I mean, I love any place with a good cheese counter. can't help myself, really. But no, overall, H Mart is one of my favorite places to go. Lots of good, fresh ingredients, quality produce. A pretty damn good, fine seafood. Although I highly suggest getting in early rather than later, but yes. Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh, hi, Kyla. Kayla. Hello, Kayla, how do you do? Libra, I just saw. I would highly suggest taking a very strong stance against that and informing your school that they better protect all of the students. Because they have already been getting their sticky paws on people who are citizens here. Oh, hello, darling. How do you do from Tennessee? Right. No, darling, it's not even sad, it's criminal. Like, literally felony. It is the worst use of tax-paying dollars, and quite honestly, the teachers and staff who have defended multiple students from being kidnapped, I applaud them. Do I miss my landlords? Like I miss hemorrhoids. I was about to ask if Run and Hide was good. I keep seeing it around, and it just the trailer isn't overly impressive. It just reminds me of practically every other movie of that particular genre out there. But if you're saying it's good, I may need to actually take a good look at it. What? I'm only speaking the truth. They were an absolute pain in the ass. And I should have their letter of demand sent out by, hopefully, Friday. Because what they have pulled is not kosher in any variety, and at this point I'm really, really sick of them, so... Okay. Oh, good. Sometimes that is something that movies do suffer from. They've got a decent basis for a plot. The actual story itself can be a little, but if the acting is good, and it really draws you in, then yes. Nice. Oh, how? Holly by Stephen King. God, I haven't read Stephen King in forever. I'm trying to remember the last thing that I read, and honestly, I mean, other than technical manuals. I'll be right back. Goodness, all of the liquid is going straight through me. Stepping over objects. If you hear me scream, it's because I've stepped on a Lego. So far, Legos have been avoided. Hello, darlings. Back. Around the pop-ups. Oh, goodness, what did I miss? Hello, darlings. Hello, dears. My goodness. There's over 100 of you in here. Hello, how do you do? I'm waiting for Nosferatu to come out to streaming. Has it come out to streaming yet? I know that streaming used to take forever. It used to take months to get the new things on. Now it seems to be just mere weeks, sometimes days. So has it come out onto streaming? Because if it has, I may go ahead and pick that up. Hello, my dears. Come on in, come on in, come on in. So, let's see. Shall we set a goal? Can we get to 10k? I would love to see you do that, my dears. Oh, don't worry, dear. Don't worry, don't worry. I appreciate your go-gettedness. There was another word that I was looking for, and I've absolutely... Go-get? Ambition? Drive? That's the word I'm looking for, and right now I cannot think of it. Goodness. Fine, I am out of liquids, apparently. Motivation, thank you! Oh my goodness. I don't know how I did not remember that particular word. I'm just like, it's the thing that drives you to do the other thing. Motivation, there we are. Strive. I do love that word. It just rolls off the tongue. Strive. I am gorgeous. Why, thank you, my darling. I appreciate you saying as such. I mean, I know it, but still, I appreciate you saying as such. Come in, my dears. Come. Sit, decompress. Let's have a bit of a moment together. And don't worry, no matter your gender expression, I won't hold it against you. How are my ladies? How are my ladies? My non-binaries, my gender fluids. How are the menfolk doing? Hopefully well. Speaking of menfolk, where is Soybean? Soybean, are you here, my darling? I haven't heard anybody unhinged, so they might not be in here yet. Between Soybean, Gecko, and Schwag. The cats. Fair enough. There's ever something so lovely about the tanginess. The sharpness. Oh, thank you, darling. Made it myself. Steel burning in it. Beautiful brass. Not even quite to the full lift. But then again, I was like, I might have to sit for a slightly prolonged period of time, and the seat's a little bit lower to the ground. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to leave myself a little bit of extra room. That way, if I need to get up, it should be slightly easier. My favorite fragrance. Oh. Wait. My favorite fragrance for what I wear? Or my favorite fragrance on someone else? Because there's a little bit of a difference. So, don't worry, I'm putting together the story in my head so that it's not quite all over the place. Both. For myself, I do love Tokyo Milk. Tainted Love number 62. Absolutely adore it. Tokyo Milk Dark. It's lovely, it's wonderful, it's wanton, but also Queen by Queen Latifah is spectacular. Now, if it's on a person, I mean, you could say Dracar Noir because it's expensive and whatnot, but honestly, you give me slightly masculine person with a hint of clove and a bit of cedar or wood, hint of vanilla musk. Oh, absolutely gorgeous. Hello, Boo. How are you doing, my dear? Ah, Big One. How are you, my dear? It's been forever. Well, at least a hot minute. Now, the question was, what got me into fashion? What got me into sewing? Well, quite honestly, junior high school, economics, home economics, there we go. Took that class, was traumatized by the teacher, swore off any sort of domestic anything for quite some time. But then I had a quite lovely boyfriend, built like an absolute anime god. Just that narrow waist, those broad shoulders, that lovely height. My Virgo. If you've seen my Virgo, you know exactly who I'm talking about. He was gorgeous. Anyways, he was big into cosplay. I wanted to do cosplay because he invited me to do such with his friends. And, well, I asked him how much an outfit would cost, and he's like, about $300 to $500. And I'm like, for that much money, I can fuck it up on my own. So I decided to go ahead and fuck it up on my own. Went, got all of the materials, borrowed a sewing machine, broke about 10 needles, pattern drafted the first thing I had ever pattern drafted in my entire life, and, yes, had an absolute disaster/grand time of it. So after making my first cosplay, I was quite hooked. And I absolutely adored it. And I learned so many things fucking up that the next time around, I made the exact same cosplay, but I made it over again. And I made it even better. Good enough that people started asking me to make them things. So that's exactly what I did. Started making more and more things and just found that I really, really enjoyed doing it. So kept on going from there. Made enough things that friends had honestly convinced me to go to a fashion school, and then all kind of went from there. Unfortunately, in the last few years, had not had nearly as much chance to really dive into, fashion, sewing, and all that kind of good stuff, nearly as much as I wanted to. But now that I have a much better place and new equipment, I'm much more equipped to do as such. I love when you all make friends. I am doing quite well, Melinda. How are you doing today? Pardon? Let me see. Ha! Hey. Small accomplishments, okay? Hello, darlings. How are we? Oh, and they're good. They're actually good. I'm ever so finicky about fruit, especially, and these? I made them. Friendly plastic, aka thermoplastic. I like being able to create a lot of my own prop works, and seeing as I wear dentures, it gave me the perfect opportunity to make my own fangs. What? That part. Oh, you're quite welcome, quite welcome. That part. I want it firm on my tongue. If I'm going to put something in my mouth, I want it firm on my tongue. Yes, it is. It is a corset, and I did make it. So, thank you. Steel boned. Beautiful brass grommeting. Absolutely adore it. It actually really helps me with my back. These are heavy and natural. So yes, this particular lovely corset acts as basically back support and helps me sit up a bit straighter, which is about the only time you can get me straighter. Right? We love a good bit of fruit that has a solid, firm bite to it. No mushiness. I'm with you, Erica. I love a ripe, like super ripe blueberries for like jam making or for making fillings of pies and whatnot. Sorry, trying to read everything because everything's, scrolling by so fast. You've never had a blueberry? Really? Really? That's wild to me, but honestly, I would definitely say try them. Winter, they tend to be a bit more tart, but slightly closer to summer, they tend to be a bit more sweet. Oh, you like my accent? Well, thank you, darling. Oh, strawberry jam. Oh my god, yes. Right. Once you learn how to make your own custards and your own jams, you save a lot of money. Absolutely adore it. Right, blueberries are amazing. Ooh, frozen blueberries. Ooh. We love a good frozen blueberry with a bit of vanilla yogurt. I know it sounds simplistic and overly healthy, but honestly, it does quite well. And we love a good place that'll let you pick your own. That way you can make sure that you like the quality of each thing. I keep forgetting, I have nothing in there. Oh my god, right. Once you can make your own bread, it's over, man, it's over. Next thing you know, you're raising your own quail. You have your own micro farm in a studio apartment. Hello, my dears. Pardon, goodness. I didn't know you were that juicy. Ooh, there's an apple picking orchard near you. Oh, that's lovely. I have to cover my thick thighs. Mostly because they don't understand. It's literally just my thick ass thigh. Ooh, apple jelly. I do love a good apple butter. Oh, love a good apple butter. Yes, yogurt is cultured, but cultured in a cooler environment. So yes, it's a type of wonderful fermentation that leaves you with lactobacillus, which is actually very helpful for your gut. And yes, it is slightly acidic. You're so correct. Where am I from? Well, I am from Southern California, but the accent is 1700s colonial. I'm a very, very, very old vampire, my darling. We're talking 40,000 years plus. Don't worry, darling, you don't know what you don't know until you know it. So don't be too hard on yourself. Not everybody's going to know which things are technically living, moving, breathing versus what is not. Anything with fermentation to it. Cheeses, wines, kombucha, that kind of thing. Those are very much alive. They've got living, moving, breathing elements to them. Oh my god, I love a good apricot spread. Love it. Hello, Robbie. How are you doing, my darling? For those new people, come in. How are you doing, my darlings? Do feel free to ask any questions you wish. I will have an answer for most of it. Ooh, I have not yet tried a fig spread. Oh, that sounds lovely. So, my lineage has devolved from... Devolved? I meant another word. Words are hard, don't ask. My lineage is that of both Europe and Africa. So, while I might be slightly more sensitive to the sun in that it is bright and irritable to me, I am not nearly affected as much. Derived! Thank you. I knew if I just sat here and stuttered enough, somebody would have the answer for the word I was actually looking for. But no. There are many things about me that are not quite what you would normally see in a modern vampire. European vampires are highly allergic to the sun. Very much so. Like, one good ray and they go... African, on the other hand, not nearly as sensitive. Same thing with they need to imbibe the deep red because they can't seem to derive from other sources. I, on the other hand, had an accidental and minor part in the misconception around succubus. What can I say? I've learned many different ways to derive sustenance from willing people and creatures around me. Hello, darlings. Welcome. Come on in. How do you do? Right, what's not to love about them? I find them interesting. I find them odd at times, but aren't we all? It takes a little eccentricity. Hello, my dears. Come on in. How do you do? Have I been to... No, never. Not once. Not ever worked at a Renaissance festival long enough, balancing tankards upon my many gifts, to the point where they made me a drinking weekend poster. Ooh, pistachio spread. I don't think I've ever tried that. I've tried almond. I absolutely adore cashew, although you do have to add just a touch of salt to it. Sunflower was not bad, not bad. And it wasn't my favorite, didn't have a lot of flavor to it, truthfully. I don't think I've ever tried pistachio spread, though. And who doesn't love a good spread? I do sort of miss Renaissance Festival suddenly. So much bawdiness, so much innuendo, doublespeak, the art of words. That and so many fine, strapping, gorgeous examples of humanity. I'm sorry, what? Did I faded off there into my own mind? I mean, you're not wrong there, Robbie. You're not wrong there at all. Everybody's quite, free, quite unfettered, and ever so giving. I find it quite lovely. I can practically walk around and be filled all day. Oh, pistachio spread is so good I eat it right off the spoon. My goodness. Oh, you should definitely go to one. You should definitely go to one. You can find your fill of practically every sort of entertainment there. If you like watching nights or, I don't know, finding some salty nights, or, I don't know, finding some salty sea Taylor shows. They're usually 18 plus anyways. Oh, everything's at Renaissance Fair. There's good artwork, there's lovely crafts, all manner of people and foods. They've got dancing, they've got singing, they have really fun wordsmiths, storytellers, performers of all variety. And depending where you go, some of them you can walk around in a matter of hours and then flit and play with some of the stage shows and whatnot. Other places, it's much more large, so you actually do have to take quite some time to wander around. I believe the one in Texas is quite large and takes at least a full day, if not more, in order to see everything. Pardon as I tuck skirts up under. Goodness. Hello, hello. How's everyone doing? Come on in, come on in. Pardon as we banter. Don't mind me for a moment. I can barely see past these things. Hello, hello. Ah, Irina. How are you doing, my dear? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on in. What do you mean, don't play with my food? If they want me to play with them, I'll play with them, damn you. Oh, doing quite a bit better now. I'll admit that. Plus, when my food asks me to play with them politely, what else am I supposed to do? Especially at a Renaissance fair. Have you ever tried not playing with a Scotsman when they're in a mood? Have you seen a kilted man with zoomies? If you don't play with them, it just mayhem ensues. It's safer to just play along. Especially if you fancy them. Hello, my darlings. How do we do? Come on in. We do have cards. Is that my real accent? Darling, this is 1700 colonial. And I'm a 40,000-year-old vampire. Yes, it's my real accent, I promise. Five of Cups. Ever so interesting. Forlorn, forlonging. Getting stuck in one place. Needing to look around, but being ever so hung up on what is in front of you, so much so that it becomes a detriment. Hello, darlings. Come in, come in, come in. Sit, settle. So, my goodness, already to 10. Nobody told me that we hit 10k, my goodness. Thank you, my dears. Thank you so much. Ever so clever and fast with the fingers. I appreciate that. This is pronounced sanguine, as in sanguine threads. This particular persona, though, is in a Bathory. How do you do? I'm an incredibly old vampire, one of the oldest in existence. And, I very much appreciate being that. I'm not quite your typical vampire, to say the least, but, I do appreciate being me. Do I drink the deep red? Yes. Occasionally, when they're very much consenting. But I know many different ways to, have a bite, have a sip, as long as they are well and willing. It looks like it hurts. Really? Doesn't look like it hurts to me. Oh, you're welcome. Oh, thank you, Delphine. I appreciate that. Now, this is a corset. It's all steel boning inside, 3 layers of good fabrics. So I'm well held and well supported in this. Hello, 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 my dears. No, honestly, this is actually natural. This is just, they've been wrangled. They could get quite a bit more high. Trust me, I've put them there before. That can be rather uncomfortable. This is actually just a very natural state for them to sit. But yes, thank you for your concern. I do appreciate. Yes. I think the other night I wasn't doing the accent per se. I wasn't putting on the persona. So you were getting much more the California. The regular sanguine. Hello, my darlings. Come on in. Sit, settle, enjoy a bit of decompression. Well, you know, born, bred in Southern California, so the accent will come out at times. But as I get more comfortable and more squared away, it becomes much easier for me to get fully dressed and slide into character, get really deep into the persona. How's everybody doing tonight? Hopefully well. Come here for a bit of ASMR, for a bit of tarot. Yes, I did, my dear. I actually did make this entire corset. Steel bone, brass grommeting, lovely bit of, what was it, silk on the outside, coutil in the middle, and then innermost layer of cotton. I adore it. It fits well, and basically it is a back brace of sorts. So that I was just tapping on, that is steel boning right there. So the steel boning is the hard part, but all of the fabric, it just creates basically a tension, a scaffolding as it were. I picked silk specifically because it has such a good strong hold to it. Oh, it helps my back immensely. Hey. Well, good. I'm glad to see you back, my dear. But yes, it definitely helps the back. It lifts all of this, which these are very natural and very heavy, but it lifts all of this and redistributes the weight across my hips. So it makes it much less heavy on my shoulders and puts all of the weight and stress and strain and whatnot down towards my hips, which is much easier to carry. Oh. It's not quite as draining as one might imagine. I was working as a hawker when I was at the Renaissance Fair, a person who sells wares. So I'm used to having to repeat myself roughly every 5 minutes for every number of reasons. I was also a tutor for a while, so it's part of the reason I do not have children. Very large part of the reason I don't have children. So, yes, I got very used to repeating myself. So, to me, honestly, it doesn't really bother me, especially as they are short answers. Have I ever tried acting? Funny enough, I was an extra in House. I would love to do more acting, but less on silver screen and much more on small stages. If I were to ever make it onto the larger world, onto that particular stage, I wouldn't mind it overly much, but I love a good one-on-one. House empty. House empty. Nightfall was the particular episode. Apparently it is number, let's see, what is it? Season 9, episode 17, apparently. And, yes. You will see me, for I am pretty much the only person of color who is not a major actor for that particular show. So yes, no, you don't have to watch the whole show for me. I was just an extra. But no, yes, season, I want to say it was Nightfall, especially, is the title of it. I can never quite remember which season. Episode 17, though, is the episode in that particular season. Is it season 6? It's either season 6 or season 9. One of the two. All of the fluids are flowing through me. I'll be right back. Bio break! Okay, let's try not to step on everything that could be disastrous. Oh, the comedy of it all. Again, stepping over, stepping through. Pardon. Thank you. After I came back from that walk, I literally just chugged an entire flask of water. Apparently my kidneys are going, and we're good. Fuck us. So, okay, how did I get to be an extra? This is going to be fun. So, I worked for the Renaissance Fair, the southern one, and I happen to know the PR and HR, and they called all of the regular people who would usually be at fair and went, hey, we have this lovely opportunity. A TV show needs extras, but they need extras with their own costumes. If you can be ready, have all of your paperwork put together, you know, send in a full body shot of you in your costume, do all the things, fill out all the paperwork, and go from there. And a bunch of people, you know, sent in the headshots and all that stuff, but not necessarily all the paperwork. And the director at first only wanted, even though we are the Southern California Renaissance Festival, and we tend to run quite true to that particular time era, where there was a lot of different people from a lot of different places. But no, this director was dead set on for all of the extras. Which was galling, because we have so many great actors of color in the Renaissance Fair. So, my lovely, lovely PR, HR people went, bet. Waited till roughly the night before call, and all the people that had been picked, many of them forgot to turn in all of their paperwork. So, they called me the night before and go, can you be ready for a 3 a.m. call time? I'm like, yes? And they're like, do you have all your paperwork? I'm like, oh god, yes, I already have that on deck, and, you know, I can email it over immediately. Emailed it over. They went, okay, everything looks good. Have your costume. If you can, you know, carpool with somebody, do. And I'm like, oh, don't worry, we've already got this covered, and I've got friends. And yeah, went, carpooled in, 3 a.m. call time. We all load onto a bus, they drive us, we know not where we are going. Although when we show up, all of us knew where we were because like, oh hey, it's this other, it's the other Renaissance fair, it's the small Renaissance fair. So we knew exactly where we were. It was absolutely fantastic. And we all, we sit there, around, we get our assignments for what we're going to do for the day and whatnot. And yeah, almost every single shot that I am in, you will find me very quickly because I literally have the darkest complexion, save for the key actors of the show. So, yeah, I'm there. I'm wearing, I think I'm wearing my green bodice cranberry skirts. I know I also had like a little green head kerchief. And they actually used one of the shots where I am balancing a mug on my head in the background. Because this apparently was too much. I had to, oh god, so they didn't want me drawing attention to them, which I find wild. And so instead I forgot and just balanced it on my head, because it's one of the particular tricks that I can do. And so there's me in the background, mug on head, just talking with a friend. Because, you're not supposed to actually talk, but, you wild gestures and whatnot. So we're sitting there, and, they come through, they do the thing, and I forgot it on my head. And for whatever reason, that was the particular take that they decided to use. So yes, it was a wild time, but it was also really super fun. I absolutely adored it. Hello. Oh, thank you, darling. I appreciate. And don't worry, I'm breathing just fine. I'm very much used to wearing this. In fact, it's not even at its maximum tightness. These are in a comfortable position for me, so no worries. Yes, I actually met Hugh Laurie. He was incredibly funny. And so much taller. So much taller than I thought he was going to be. I thought that he was probably, 5'11", like right at that 6 foot mark. No, he was well above that. The most piercing blue eyes you have ever seen. And he was an absolute laugh riot in between takes. He was really getting us very comfortable as extras, cracking little jokes, doing little things here and there. It was ever so lovely, and for the most part I didn't flip anybody off to their face, so it's a win. Name of the show, House MD. And the name of the episode was Nightfall. How's everybody doing today? Yes! Oh, I adore that. I adore that so much. Don't mind me, I have to fidget in one way or another. I had so much fun. I honestly had so much fun. It was absolutely madcap, but I adored it. I really, really, truly did. I didn't get to do one of the joust scenes because I'm peasant, and at the joust they were having all of the nobility, the royalty, the merchant class was in the jousting arena. But like the in between, the peasant shots and whatnot. Yeah, I'm there. Honestly, I wouldn't mind it. But any thing that I would be in, I would definitely, I want to be in a corset. It's my whole shtick. But B, I would love to just be. That would be utterly wonderful. I like being a little bit madcap. Although, if anything, I would prefer, like, a talk show. Gee, I wonder why. Why would Inna want a talk show? But yes, I would love to have a talk show. And just sit, gab, and, have conversations with people. I honestly, that'd be hilarious. Have a rider in my contracts. Every single show must wear corset. Just saying, I could make it quite fun. Tell me I'd be wrong. Tell me I would be wrong for having a corset and everything. Corset and fangs. Corset and fangs. I don't care if I play Goth number 3 or Head Werewolf. Give me corset and fangs. I find that would be funny. That would be hilarious. It's like, no, Miss Bathory is not coming out of a trailer. Why not? Doesn't have the corset yet. Corset and fangs, read the writer. Right. Right. Could you see me playing tennis in a corset? Besides throwing the swing off, I find it would be just absolutely hilarious. Darling, how do you do, my dear Sonia? Hopefully you're doing well. Hello, hello, welcome on in. Oh my goodness, we're almost to 12k. You are doing so good, my darlings. Absolutely amazing. Hello, 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 how do we do? Oh, you're doing fantastic. Well, that's good to hear. That's definitely good to hear. So far, so good. So it was a bit of a day today, but overall, I'm honestly doing good. I've said my piece, I've done a few rounds, I'm feeling quite fine over it all, so yeah, not too bad, not too bad. Now we just decompress, we relax, and we either read cards or we do ASMR. I'm still figuring out all the best ways to do said ASMR. Because, well, I'm not always wearing something that is perfectly conducive to what I want to do, but yes. I'm definitely doing better settling in. So yes, it's much more squared, much more the way I want it. I've gotten a lot of little details in, although I'd still want to do something with the bed area. There needs to be more in this room. Weirdly enough, there needs to be more in this room. Wait, have you never seen me do ASMR? Don't mind me, we're just going to do a little head. Herbs! Gotta love the herbs. Honestly, I would love to do that. Have hanging herbs everywhere. You're asking me to stop because you might actually fall asleep. You might get all sleepy-eepy and tired. So relaxed that next thing you know, you just drift off. What part of hedonistic vampire who's a little bit mischievous did you miss? If he's not your ex, do it. What, you thought I was going to discourage that? Have you met me? Even if you're a good ex, if you're on speaking terms and they weren't a complete jackhole, I'm just saying. I identify with everything you just said so much. What can I say? Oh, these? No, I just actually got my nails done at a professional salon. Absolutely adore them. They are gorgeous, they are strong, they are absolutely lovely. And I love how thin the profile on them is. So there's an actual scratching and tapping surface with them. The other acrylics, the ones that are a bit thicker, they have kind of a dull sound. These are just beautiful and light, and I absolutely adore them. Aww. Well, hello, my darling. How do you do? I'm so glad you like my videos. So far, I have not struck them in an unfriendly manner, at least not in a way that I didn't intend to knock them against a surface. We will tuck this in nice, and they're just my thighs. I am fully covered. There's no front gap, but I'm doing my due diligence, as it were. Oh, you love painting your nails, but you play violin. Ooh. I mean, I would highly suggest getting a gel set done. It adds a bit more hardness to the nail, and honestly, these, I have gone through my degular rough and tumble, and it has not so far damaged nor chipped them. Yes, actually, these are quite comfortable to wear. I make this for myself, and it has been very comfortable to wear. It keeps me very ramrod straight because this one is to help me with my back. But yeah, no, I absolutely adore wearing them, and it makes it so that I don't have to carry these. All of the weight is distributed across the hips, so it's much more comfortable. Ah, fair enough, fair enough. Oh, they lasted for almost 2 months. Oh, that's lovely. Yes, most definitely. And the fact that it fits my body makes it so much nicer to wear. I know exactly where I need to trim things down, where I need to move them around to make them most comfortable, so yes. God, the only thing that could make this nicer is if this could actually give me feedback. I just had one of those little Call of Duty men in a leg lock. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Thank you. Yes, it's an old trick of how to lace up your corset or your bodice so it lasts the longest without getting odd wear marks and whatnot on it. Yes, lace from the outside, come around to the inside, outside, inside, so that it wraps. You don't slide them in so that they actually rub past. Oh, I know, it's okay. There it is. I pulled back and then realized that this just created more cover for my face. I realized leaning back I came out looking more like Kilroy. Then I also did realize that, oh yes, that's right, I do have some lip readers amongst my crowd, so a readjustment is due. Hello, hello, welcome on in. How do we do today? So I'm having a good time with this because this actually feels really good on my nail beds. Don't you just adore them? I love a beautiful stiletto shape. Why, thank you. So yes, this lovely stiletto, the thin profile, and yes, you can see my actual nail. These are roughly 1.5 inches long. I honestly can't wait till they get quite a bit longer. No, I quite appreciated the fact that, for the most part, the way they applied these particular acrylics didn't seem to... They didn't have to really grind into the nail bed. They did a light roughing of the surface, but they didn't go for broke on it. So I honestly feel like I retained most of my nail strength, as it were. And then, yeah, this beautiful thin profile has just been absolutely, oh, it's sumptuous. It feels so much better. I like regular acrylic nails, but these are even better because I actually retained a lot of the thinness, a lot of the feel of a natural nail. I appreciate that, darling. I appreciate that so much. The fourth Sanderson sister. Well, or progenitor thereof. Right. No, I happened to wander across this particular shop while I was out and about, next to a very nice little boba place that I found. It's absolutely fantastic. I really liked the way they set up. I liked the entire feel of the place. It felt very, very professional. So, went in, I was able to make an appointment. They were very, fastidious about taking my phone number, texting me, making sure that, my appointment was set up correctly, what I wanted. It was absolutely fantastic. So I really did appreciate the work that they did. Overall, I think I was there for about an hour and a half, roughly. Yeah, about an hour and a half. And they gave me a manicure, a pedicure. They did the full set of nails. It was quite lovely. I want to say it was about $160 overall. And then, of course, I left tip in cash, because government doesn't need to know everything. They can report or not report. It is not for me to say. Hello, darlings. How are we doing today? There we go. Hello, my dears. So let's see, it's about to come up on 7 o'clock now. Oh, let's see. Today's Wednesday. So tomorrow, Thursday. I'll be on Favorited. Same time, 5 to 7. Pacific Standard Time, all that kind of good stuff. I'll be on Favorited, and then I'll be back here Friday. Again, 5 to 7. And probably Friday, Saturday, possibly even Sunday, I will be where the loyal fans are. So if you're clever, come find me. And if you're not, it's okay. I'm probably not for you. So, if anybody has questions, do feel free to ask. You're 5 hours behind. Are you in Hawaii? Oh, Australia. Different direction. Okay, yeah. Sorry, my brain actually started doing geography there and went, wait. Oh yeah, the new. Yeah, okay, yeah. Yeah, my brain was trying to figure out today or tomorrow. More than likely, it's tomorrow. So for me, Pacific Standard Time, California is what it is currently, about 6:48. So tomorrow, for me, will be Thursday. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, yeah. I'm going to have to make an actual chart at some point. I don't know, I always flit about. I tried being on site today. Midday shift was rough. Midday shift was odd and rough. But hello, darlings. How are we doing today? at least for the next week or so, we're going to lean towards a bit of ASMR, a bit of other types of content making. I will be asking opinions next week as to what really worked for you and what we can parlay forwards. But yes, do feel free to find me and observe and let me know what works and especially well for you. Hello, darlings. How do we do? Especially well for you. Hello, darlings. How do we do? Come on in. Come on in. And as always, we can banter about everything and nothing. Professionally yapping, what can I say? I like to talk about a lot of different things, and if it's of a spicier variety, I would say wait till I'm at a more appropriate site, and if you find me there, then we can have all of those conversations ever so lovingly. Also, apparently favorited is quite a bit more rambunctious. You're allowed to do a bit more over there as far as what you're allowed to say versus what you cannot. So, if you wish to have some fun and fancy-free discussions over there, I do not mind that as well. I'd love to know where that platform will take me. Hello, my darlings. Oh. Sorry, gotta stretch the legs. I had them folded under me for a little bit longer than I expected to. Hello, hello. How is everyone doing? Got very quiet. Think I may have put a few people to sleep in the best ways possible. Ooh. Sorry, this is my brain thinking. It's wandering off, don't worry. I was suddenly thinking, for some of the ASMR, maybe doing like a gifting chart of some variety. That way, people want a particular thing done. Chart of some variety. That way, people want a particular thing done. I shall try different variations out until we find the right combination. Hello, hello, welcome, come on in, how do we do? Last few minutes. 9 of Cups. Good card, good card. Yes, actually somebody's calling for me. So, I will see you later, my darlings. I know I'm leaving a few minutes early. But I will see you again. Definitely find me around the web. Goodbye, my dears.